Hey everybody, this is Nathaniel Hamill with Behind the Glass on how to draw biceps. Now is on to biceps. What I'm doing here is I'm drawing the interior head and the exterior head of the bicep. I'm going to draw the core brachialis. We'll get into the tricep and we'll get into the forearm in another tutorial. I'm going to flesh out a little bit of the anatomy that we'll be learning soon, but I'm only doing that so that I have a point of connection and where we're covering. We're going to be going over the bicep and the brachialis. So that is a little bit of the forearm incorporated into this. When you're curling something, whether you're picking it up with your knuckles facing up or your thumbs facing up, you're lifting with your brachialis, which is this muscle grouping right here. I made that really long. That's all right. Actually, I'm gonna ink first. So the bicep connects underneath the delt and underneath the chest. Both of the bicep heads attach to the radius of your forearm. Okay. Now, with this one here, you can see a little bit of separation. I'm not going to add a lot of detail into the separation of this bicep here, but you have the interior head, which takes up this space here, just a tiny little bit. Like if I was to draw, it just takes up that's it. Now the exterior head takes up all this space right here. Now here is the exterior head over here. Now you can see it's only taking up a little bit of space. These are the shapes that make the bicep. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show you by, I'm gonna erase these contour lines. I actually really enjoyed that fine little detail of the separation between the bicep and both heads at the connection point underneath the chest and delt. All right, so now I'm going to start coloring. So this is the interior head of the brachialis. Now, what's really cool about the brachialis, there's an exterior and interior brachialis. Now, they're both connected to your two different bones. So one's connected to the ulna and one's connected to the radius, where your bicep is all connected to the radius. So what's really cool about that is if you were to lift with your hands in a hammer shape or a hammer form, you are most likely going to be able to lift more. Those muscle groups really, really powerful. We're going to start coloring and actually see part of the brachialis on this side too, where the forearm meets. Here's my W2. Now I'm rounding the shapes, just like when I drew those contour lines. And the reason I'm rounding the shape is because those little contour lines will create inconsistencies and imperfections, and we want the imperfections to benefit us as much as possible. So like if we accidentally pull ink, it's grabbing the ink and it's pulling it in the direction of a contour, which only creates more shape for us. Now moving on to the W5. One thing that you'll learn about the bicep is that there is a huge tendon right here connecting. So it creates almost like a Nike swish whoosh, right there. Oh, I was coloring, not inking. Now I go outside the lines all the time. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna go to the W7, least favorite sound. Now I'm gonna go into the skin tones, round those shapes again. I'm gonna grab that W2. I forgot to bleed it all in before I did the earth tone. Yeah, see all that saturation? That's the good stuff. Almost every time I color, I do circular motions. Is that fuzzy? Okay, create a happy little vein there. Now what I'm doing here is I'm taking a white gel pen and I'm creating the veins from the arm. There you go. It's a nice little fun tutorial on extra on veins by using a white gel pen.